And joining me now at this moment on that question of whether there is inner party democracy in this country, Rohan Gupta of the Congress, R.P. Singh of the BJP, Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party, and Dr. Sandeep Shastri, who is one of the country's leading political scientists. Appreciate all of you joining us on that question. Is there inner party democracy? R.P. Singh, why don't you take that first? Because every time I ask this question to the Congress, they say, look, we are holding elections. When has last the BJP ever held elections for their president's post? Their presidents are selected, not elected. Your quick response.
Well, after 22 years, we are hearing something like elections being held within Congress. And you are asking us questions where elections are held every 3 years. And then elections are held right from the Smiti level, the polling booth level, to the mandal level, the block level, if you call it as the district level, and from the district to the state level and to the national level. And this happened, wait for January, you will see elections happening again for the national level.
R.P. Singh, which BJP president has been elected? Mr. R.P. Singh, whether it is J.P. Nadda, whether it was earlier Nitin Gadkari, Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, be honest, they were selected. The Sar Sanchalak and increasingly the Prime Minister select your president. They are not elected.
Well, that's your perception, but the fact is the process of election happens because the state delegates who come from the various states who come, they elect the party president. Although we generally build our consensus and we don't have elections, but we build up consensus within the party. And then it's because, and the reason for it is because there is an inner party democracy, unlike Congress, where there is no democracy, and then because people feel stifled. It's not me saying, Mr. Azad, who has on record said that they feel stifled, and Javed Shetgal also has said the same. So when they feel stifled, that's how people go and file nominations. There's no way that they can reach out to leaders, and they try to take this as a route for venting out their anger or their anger against being the non-democratic process of the party.
Okay, so you're at least... Sir, but at least you're admitting in a way that yes, your leaders are selected by consensus. You want to respond to that, Rohan Gupta? The BJP will say, look, in the last 25 years, we've had half a dozen. The BJP says they've had half a dozen presidents. The Congress has had only one family. Sonia Gandhi has been president for 2 decades and Rahul Gandhi for 2 years. To that extent, the BJP has at least had a variety of names, none of whom are attached to a dynasty.
See, when you talk about democracy, Rajdeep, I think this is going to be new normal for BJP, and they are not used to now, attack Congress party on the Congress's elections. They don't know how to react to it, and that is working like a checkmate to them. See, point here is very clear, Rajdeep. Whenever you ask BJP spokesperson about the elections, they will go here and there. But obviously they don't have answers because they don't hold elections for the post of party president. That is the biggest post. And when Congress is holding that, whatever claims you do about non-democracy in the party or whatever, they are all over now. We are holding elections. It is front of you. There are many people who are going to fight the elections, and the person who is going to will be the Congress party president. And you are talking about BJP.
No, but who will run the party? Will the party... But Rohan Gupta, will the party be run by the Congress president, or will the Congress president effectively be reporting into the board which comprises the Gandhi family?
Absolutely not. Congress president is supreme, and obviously he will not be a remote control prime minister or president like what we have in BJP, which is run by Sangh Parivar Nagpur remote control. Obviously not. Yes, they can get idea, they can get guidance from the leaders. That's a different thing from past presidents. But obviously they are not going to be remote control president. And let me tell Mr. R.P. Singh, can he give us the date then when BJP is going to hold the elections? Because here we are showing you that transparently we are holding elections. Why BJP is not coming out rather than talking about Congress? Why they don't welcome our step and go at that? Okay, BJP will also hold the elections. Why they are not doing it?
Okay. Let me just for a moment bring in Ghanshyam Tiwari, because the Samajwadi Party was among the parties that Rahul Gandhi named today, saying that these are parties which don't hold elections to their top post. That these are either hereditary or clearly parties which select a leader, don't elect a leader. How do you respond? Most regional parties in this country are accused of being run like family fiefdoms with absolutely no inner party democracy.
Good evening, Rajiv, to you, fellow co-panelists and the viewers. Two things are important. One, at a time when people are facing malnutrition, somebody is saying that we don't have enough organic food. Here we are, every day India is put on the map on lack of democratic institutions and their strength within the country, lack of democracy in the country, and at a time we are discussing inner party democracy. For most parties, it is obvious. One, the elections are elections that run a mandate rather than elections that enable a free and fair voting. Second, if you look at the way the parties are run, dissent is the hallmark of democracy. You tell me, in any of these parties, you can measure the parties, rank the parties on the kind of dissent that they see. Has BJP seen any dissent?
You didn't directly.
BJP leaders are in favor of garlanding and cheering the rapists. No, there are BJP leaders who are good people who would have opposed it, but you didn't hear dissent. So there is no inner party democracy in BJP. As far as Congress is concerned, for a good...
No, I asked you about Samajwadi Party, you're naming the others.
No, I'm not naming them. I'm saying that this is an irrelevant question right now in the Indian democratic setup. Right now, people are asking basic questions that as citizens, are we living in a democratic country where institutions have strength? And as far as Samajwadi Party is concerned, the party functions in a democratic manner. We see dissent in the party on a variety of issues. We also see a democratic temperament that is represented by Akhilesh Yadavji and his leadership. So you can say that the elections are imperfect, or elections are not scheduled in the way Congress party is scheduling. But as far as the party is concerned, there is a democratic process that is in play at all times when we discuss issues.
Professor Shastri, you've heard these three political party representatives all in a way trying to rationalize the way their parties are structured. But the fact is that there is very little inner party democracy in terms of the way leaders are elected at times in our political parties. They're very tightly controlled. What will it take to make us more like Western democracies in terms of at least ensuring that there is more space for dialogue and dissent within a party for leaders to emerge based on merit, not just on lineage?
Rajdeep, you are right. We have heard a rationalization of what is happening in each political party, though of course that rationalization varied in terms of its persuasive capacity. I think if you look at political parties in the country, across the spectrum, I don't think any of them has any serious inner party democracy. It may vary in terms of its degree, it may vary in terms of its intensity, but I think this country has seen political parties functioning with very, very little democracy within. The point was raised that this is an irrelevant question, people's issues are more important. Now, I think there is a connection. If people's issues are important as they should be, it is the same people who as members of a party play a role in deciding who should be in the leadership positions of those parties, and parties may use different terms, nomination, consensus building, but at the end of the day, where do you have participation of party workers? So I think a major change, reform that we need is in terms of getting political parties to account. I'm not too sure, Rajdeep, whether a law alone will solve the problem, because we have seen the efforts of the Election Commission to try and regulate that with very little success. I think there needs to be pressure built up from within the party that we need to have the voice of the party workers heard. We may have lists of parties, the parties may maintain their lists of their workers, of their members, but how much is that used in terms of internal decision making in the party? Very often you also would have heard leaders tell you and workers tell you that we were informed of who is nominated to contest elections or who is nominated to a particular position through the media like everybody else. Now, this does not reflect a happy state, a healthy state of political parties in the country.
You know, I will ask my three political representatives then to cross their heart in conclusion and answer the question. R.P. Singh, be honest with us. The BJP's next president will be elected or decided by Narendra Modi, Amit Shah and Mohan Bhagwat?
Well, before I answer that, let me answer you on the dissent part within the democracy. I mean, there is dissent because there is no democracy within the party. That's what has been reflected by Mr. Shergill and Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad. And then as far my party goes, wait for January, there will be a proper election process which will start soon, and by January the process will get over and you'll come to know how the process is done. But there's a process right from the polling booth to the national level.
Okay, so you're saying there's a process right from the polling booth, and JP Nadda, for example, was elected through that. Few will believe that, let me be very honest, observers, that is how it happened. But Rohan Gupta, to you the question. Whoever becomes the Congress president, will eventually the final choice be somewhere, even if unofficially in this instance, left to the Gandhi family, that Ashok Gehlot could be their nominee and therefore win?
Absolutely not, Rajdeep. Who could stop Mr. Rahul Gandhi from becoming president if he wants? Obviously, the whole party has been requesting, he has said no. If he wants to use that power, definitely he'll become president. But his idea is very clear. He's fighting the ideological battle. So obviously we are holding these elections democratically, and you will see our president who is not run from remote control like Nagpur remote control. And Mr. R.P. Singh was talking about democracy. We saw Mr. Gadkari and Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan being dropped from parliamentary board. Are they not performers? We saw Mr. Yedurappa, a person who is, being alleged for so much of corruption. He's been introduced. So I don't know what kind of democracy and what kind of morals BJP is talking about. But the reality is in front of people of India. This is one party which is holding elections democratically. This is another party where the performing people are sent to Margdarshak Mandal and non-performing people of other parties are brought to BJP fold. This is what BJP is.
Okay, let me therefore leave the final word to you, Ghanshyam Tiwari. Will I ever see a day when someone other than a member of the Yadav family will be elected as the president of the Samajwadi Party?
Well, I think politics is a space of possibilities that build a society. So definitely, and as far as this criticism is concerned, whether it comes from the media or from the academicians, as a party we welcome any criticism on the way the party functions with respect to the democratic values. However, the party functions as per the constitution, and our aim as a party right now is focused on instilling democracy in India, which is withering as a result of Modi government. And as the Supreme Court noted, is withering with the way the media in India has played into the hands of Modi government by pushing Hindu-Muslim debates and other things. So that is our priority.
Okay. Okay, as I said, the Samajwadi Party is not clear is not giving me a clear answer whether anyone other than the Akhilesh Yadav or the Yadav family will be chosen president. The BJP is not giving me a clear answer whether Narendra Modi and Amit Shah and Mohan Bhagwat will not have a role in who becomes the next president of the party. And the Congress Party, well, the jury is out. What role will the Gandhi family play? That we'll know in the next few weeks. Either way, I appreciate my guest joining me on an important question of inner party democracy in our political system. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.